Welcome to my YouTube channel for watching this video. Stay tuned for this video. Today I have some more interesting video for you. For watching more interesting videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel. For more support, you can like, comment, and share of my videos. I already posted some videos on my YouTube account, which is full of facts, knowledge, and interest. Now, let's begin our video without any delay. In 1996, in the remote region of China, archaeologists found a pyramid which was actually an electric power plant built 1.5 lakh years old by ancient people. This is beyond our thinking that only electricity was produced, which was invented in the 17th century. How could anyone build an electric power plant a year ago? This is exactly the same thing. If someone is looking for petrol, then first someone should look for a vehicle, or before inventing the telephone, someone should invent the smartphone. Today I will speak about that China had two discoveries which possible to create an existing world. But this world was already created thousands of years ago. First of all, we talk about Tibetan Plateau, an autonomous region of China, northeast of the Himalayas. It is the highest mountain in the world. That is why it is often called the roof of the world. In May 1937, an archaeological expedition was conducted to the mountains of Tibet, which was led by archaeologist Chi Tai. They found 716 granite discs inside a cave, most of which were buried under the cave, each disc having a diameter of 9 inches. This 1 inch they are thick and have a perfect 8-inch hole in their center. While cleaning these discs, it was found that some incomprehensible characters were written on their edges. The characters were engraved on the stones. These were written nearly 12,000 years ago, but for archaeologists even the disc did not become reason the cause of surprise. They found an advanced map of the stars under the cave and also some small-sized graves which inside small skeletons like those of humans were buried. It was a tough task to decode these 12,000 years old discs. After working hard for 20 years, when this mystery could not be solved, the professor handed over the toy paper to some lOGI and researched on it for 4 years. And the tribes living in the Tibetan Plateau asked for help, and finally they succeeded in decoding these characters. These characters were written by the local tribes 12,000 years ago. In this there was a mention of an aircraft that came from the sky and crashed here. During the crash, information was also given about the creator who survived, whose name was mentioned by the tribals as Dropa. It was also written in that 716 disc that earlier, due to fear we hid in a cave, that the Dropa coming from the sky had some wrong intention. We did not come here, we could not return back, and they desire started. Some lOGI published his research in May 1962. No one is paying much attention to this report. After 6 years the same story started spreading again, but this time in the Soviet Union. When Soviet scientists started research on these discs, the quantity of cobalt and metals in them was very high, and these are the strongest metals found in the world, instead of all these metals present in graphite. The nature of the disc was also very strong, and it was not possible to do carvings on these with the help of the tools that were used 12,000 years ago. After this, these stone disc was kept in the Bamboo Museum of China. In 1974, an Australian engineer visited this museum, but their staff was refused to give any information about the stone, and in 1994, when 2 German scientists visited this museum to see this disc, then they knew that disc already had destroyed by the Chinese government. The most important question so far was that if the story written on these stones 12,000 years ago was actually decoded correctly, then what happened to the surviving Dropas? These stones were discovered in 1937, then 1 year after that, i.e. in 1938, a survey was conducted in this area of Tibet. There were 2 tribes living here whose races were found by anthropologists to be quite different from the other Chinese, Mongol, and Tibetan tribes living here. His skin was yellow, his head was relatively big, and there was very few hair on his body, while his height was recorded from 3 feet 6 inches to a maximum of 4 feet 7 inches. Almost as many skeletons were there inside the cave. So when the question arises, is this the nose of the Dropa that was saved 12,000 years ago? Even today there is a tribe that lives in the northern Tibetan plateau who is not called Dropa but is called Dropa, but the height of these people is like that of normal humans. Today, Dropa stone disc is not present in any museum in the world. Of course, there is no proof of the carvings done on it or the story of the Dropa, but 12,000 years ago no one could have made carvings on such hard stone with these tools, which have been mentioned in human history till today. Obviously, they had some tool which we had no idea about. Let us talk about another famous discovery made in China. In 1996, Chinese archaeologists found a pyramid-like structure 1.5 lakh years old, the evidence present inside which indicated that it was an electric power plant of that time. There is a mountain named Mount Baigong to the south of Lake Tuxu in China's Qinghai province. There is a cave inside this mountain where archaeologists made an astonishing discovery. Inside the cave, many pieces of iron were seen scattered in the soil, and some strange shaped stones were also seen lying there. The story got more twisted when they saw iron pipes going inside the mountain. It is known that this cave is not a natural thing but has been made by someone, and this mountain, too, is not a mountain, but a pyramid which has not remained in its original condition with time. In the beginning, this whole scene seemed very confusing. The more scientists try to learn about Mount Baigong, the more new questions arise. When Beijing Institute of Geology did research on the iron pipes here, it came to know that not 5 or 10, but these pipes were made 1.5 lakh years ago. There were pipes of multi-size, whose diameter was 18 inches, in which some pipes were as small as rice grains, and some were so big that even a human being could pass through them. The scientist was unable to understand how these pipes were made millions of years before the Iron Age. Who prepared them, and why? No special purpose of these pipes was visible, whereas similar pipes were seen in the 260 feet Tuxu Lake also. These pipes were seen both below and above the lake water level. Some researchers believe that these pipes were probably inserted inside the pyramid to pump water. After doing extensive research on the pipes, it was found that there was 30% rust underneath them, which proves this theory that only water was passed through this. Now, since Tuxu is a salt lake, a theory suggests that these pipes were used for electrolysis. Electrolysis is the process when electric current is passed through water, causing the water molecules to split into oxygen and hydrogen. If water is added to this process, then the process of electrolysis becomes much faster because salt water is a very good conductor, and there is already salty water in the Tuxu Lake. The hydrogen which gets separated through electrolysis can be very useful. Best of all, it can also work as a fuel. Apart from this, silicon dioxide was also found inside the pipes, which is normally found inside cords, and also calcium oxide, which is where is quicklime brought. This is a very useful material, like if pressure is applied on the cords, then it generates electricity. This is called piezoelectric effect. Experts believe that whatever amount of water passes through 18-inch thick pipes, it would generate electricity through its weight. Remember, the pyramids of Egypt are also built on similar large aquifers of water. Cords and metal pipes have also been found from many places in the Giza pyramid. A famous scientist, Nikola Tesla, also built the Wardenclyffe Tower on the basis of these principles. While using these theories, Tesla believed that by generating free electricity, it could be sent to any corner of the world. But when Tesla was close to completing its project, the investors left them and invested in oil. The quicklime that was present in the pipes of Mount Baigong basically produces heat by reacting with water, but when the water is drained out, it returns to its original state, i.e., all the proofs of the existence of an electricity plant in Mount Baigong are true. And it already had pipes for pumping water and cords which produced electricity. This electricity separated hydrogen and oxygen from the water through electrolysis, and quicklime which mixed with water then generate a pressure. This pressure could have put great pressure on the cords and produced more electricity. Saying all these things, and from the 1.5 lakh year old metal pipes present in Mount Baigong, it is not difficult to guess that the civilization of humans that existed long ago in the world, their methods of transportation and their engineering techniques were quite advanced, which are now lost somewhere in history. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe my YouTube channel for watching more interesting and informative videos.